Yeah, with Ding Liren, not only do I not say it disrespectfully or like making fun of him, but it's the ultimate show of respect to say that here's a guy who's been second ranked in the world for years. I guess he's third now, which kind of goes to the point. But he was second ranked in the world for years, right? Much of his career, but he was never really treated like he's going to finish second in every tournament or he's really competing for the world championship. I guess he'll be able to now because Magnus dropped out of it. I think Jan will play Ding maybe for the world championship, but you already know he's going to choke that away and lose that too because he just can't play up to his rating. So that's why chess is such an objective elitist game, and that's always something that spoke to me despite never really playing the game a ton, is like you can't say, like, let's use Magnus as an example. Magnus, when he loses to like a 2500 player, which has happened, you can't say, oh, it's he made a tactical mistake or he doesn't know how to deal with this, or the 2500 just plays so well, so give him a pat on the back. A 2800, especially at this level, that level, 300 rating is astronomically significant, and so the point is that you should never lose. A 2800 should never lose to a 2500, period. Doesn't matter white or black, doesn't matter anything. So the only way it happens is that somebody is overconfident or playing down to their competition or something like that. It's this psychological thing, not a chess thing, not an ability thing. And if you get a draw, that's different. Obviously, that's just the nature of chess, period, at a high level. The majority of games end in draws anyway, so then you can pat the 2500 on the back. Good for you, you drew Magnus Carlsen, but you shouldn't be able to do anything beyond that. And so it's really about them at that point. But at least with him, okay, he can choke a game like that, but at least he's won world championships, so he's validated his legacy that way. With Ding, it's like, you're second ranked in the world for years, but you never finish there in tournaments, especially high stakes tournaments. And then you lose to people who are, it's one of two things. We should be comparing him to Magnus and say, oh, is he going to catch him? Is he going to beat him for the championship? Do something like that. That should be, you know, if Magnus is the best player ever, then where does Ding rank? Is he close to him? Is he top 5, top 10 all time? But rather than that, we're questioning, like, will he ever win a tournament or will he ever do anything? Is he going to lose to Anish? Is he going to lose to Jan, other people like that, who, again, it's not any offense to them, but he's the second rated player, or he has been historically. So he's the favorite. They're the underdog, even if by a marginal amount. So it doesn't make sense that, so it's like Ding doesn't need chess advice, obviously, but he does need psychological advice because there's something missing. And I guess we've exhibited that same exact tendency, but in a much more less consequential way. So it's easy just to say that. There's a lot of pressure, but he doesn't seem like the overconfident type. So my psychological analysis would be that, combining my two major interests, would be that he's kind of gets nervous, and it's sort of a problem that feeds into itself. Like, oh, you know, you choked in the past, and so now you feel like, oh, I hope I don't choke again, and then you start to question yourself and doubt yourself. So it becomes an endless loop. So it's all psychological at that point, and it's amazing how much of a difference that sort of thing can make, because you can't say that, oh, somebody who's 2800 plus is going to suddenly just not be able to beat a 2500 or anything like that. It's such an objective measurement. It's one of the few games where you can really say that. It's almost like people would take it as an insult, but it's actually a compliment that you're saying, oh yeah, there was something he said that's like the old Dwight Howard thing, like where Dwight Howard says, whether I win or lose, I wake up tomorrow, it's still a beautiful day, I still love my life. But that shows you the subconscious thing of why he was such a disappointment at times as a player. Like, you don't have the real passion for it. So Ding said not too long ago something that's just forgotten in passing, but he said, like, okay, I'm happy just being the best Chinese player ever, and obviously he is, but he should be thinking instead, okay, and I know it's easy just to say it, but like, I want to be the world champion, I want to be the best player ever, period. That's the mentality difference. You wouldn't say, oh, I'm happy being the best in this one category that you obviously know you already are.